What's up, everybody? Lefty here, Party Science. Episode, I think this is 20 or 21, something like that. But I am excited because not only do I have one guest, I have two. And these two fuckers are probably two of the guys that I've known the longest in my life, and I have friendships with them. We've argued plenty of times. We've hated each other plenty of times. But deep down, I think there's this like weird ass love we have for each other that always kind of brings us back into a room where we kiss and make up, and then we hang out and we do dumb shit together. So I'm here with none other than Jimmy the Man Tran and Eric J. Brennan. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. So being two of my closest friends, I was going to talk about a bunch of dumb shit. But first off, I think we'll just start off with the trip that you both came back from. So tell me what that was like traveling together and then the different things that you guys did.
Where are we starting? We're starting Japan. That's where we started, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Eric, take it away, bro.
you got there before me. What did you do?
I mean, I started off, I guess. What did I do in Japan? This trip was a long trip, to be honest.
It was so long. I'm having trouble remembering everything we did in Japan. That was so long ago.
Well, Japan was for me when I first got to Japan, I was like, Japan is so clean. I felt
Yeah.
like I almost felt like I was living at someone's like house that was not my own, and I had to keep everything clean all the time. That's how the country felt to me. Like just be like going there, like you literally had to like be on your best behavior going to Japan. Not spitting, not throwing trash on the floor. Like you had to smoke in a specific section or vape in a specific section. So like for Japan, it almost felt kind of like my freedom of like wanting to do things freely was taken away a little bit. But I mean, other than that, else you're in Japan.
Yeah, you're right. It was definitely a little bit more restrictive, but on the other side, it was definitely, I think, the cleanest country I've ever been in.
Yeah,
And it
Yeah.
was
very polite.
like clean outdoors and indoors, and
Yeah.
like even hygienically, like
Yeah,
every single toilet had a bidet.
yeah.
Every single one, public, private, doesn't matter. Every
Yep.
single one.
If you don't know what a bidet is, you got to go get one.
You really do. You really do.
Bidets are the best feelings ever, ever. And I actually got it. I actually learned it from you guys or you, anyways.
hmm
So
Yeah, I came back from Japan last year when I went, or 2 years ago, 23, July 23. I came back and I was like, yeah, no, I need a bidet in my house right now. And I convinced Jimmy, and he found one, and he loves it.
yeah. So I mean, Japan was cool. I got there before Eric, like 2 days
Yeah.
in advance before you. To be honest, it was very like I enjoy. Like, what can I say? You're on vacation. You meet new people. You see new things. You go to like specific places. Like I walked the red light district there. That was cool. What else did I do out there? I went to like the popular places they had in Japan. Um, what was it? Like the pop marts out there and stuff like that. But like I tried some ramen out there. It has really good ramen actually. I enjoyed the ramen a lot.
Of course.
I'm a big foodie.
In Japan?
Yeah, the ramen was really good out there. But yeah, other than that, I did a time capsule hotel. That was actually really cool. That was the first time I actually, because I was looking up,
That's right. That's where we were the first.
right?
Was that the first?
That
night or
was that.
two?
Yeah, I think that was the first time. Yeah,
I remember now.
yeah. So that was
was pretty
interesting,
cool.
actually. So going on this trip, like obviously, like you guys know me, like I'm a big budgeter. I'm always about like saving money, trying to like, milk the dollar the most I can, because I just, it's what I do. Like that's just been me all the time, right? So going there, I looked up a time capsule, and seeing the people, like it was just like a bunch. It felt like you were at a dormitory in college. So basically, what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, because the rooms were so tiny.
Yeah.
It was just a bed and like a sink and a mini fridge, if you're lucky to get the mini fridge.
But we really weren't even home most of the time. We were out,
Yeah.
out and about, walking around, like looking at things and trying to like figure out where to go and what places to go to. So we went to Tokyo Disney. That was an interesting day. That was very interesting. How did you enjoy Tokyo Disney?
It was a good time. It
Yeah,
was fun. Yeah, I like the light show at the end.
yeah,
That was pretty cool.
yeah. That was good. But
But yeah, Japan was just like a week, and then next was Vietnam. Vietnam, we have a lot more to say about because when we first
water, bitch. Now you want the water.
oh, now you want
You want the water. Huh? How many times did I offer that shit to me? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. 5 minutes into the conversation.
Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
prolong this
Sorry to
conversation.
interrupt. I just had to talk some shit. I was waiting for that moment. All right. So after Japan, you went. Where was next?
Vietnam.
Yeah, we went to Vietnam. Oh man, I'm gonna get so much slack for this online. So we went to Vietnam, and Eric got sick the first
Oh,
couple days once we got there.
that was after Bonnet Hills. Yeah, I got food poisoning. I got food poisoning twice in Vietnam. Yeah, nowhere else.
Listen,
It doesn't mean Vietnam was a bad place. It was a great country. But
I
that's the only
It was
place.
Jimmy doing it, bro. It wasn't anybody. When you weren't looking, he was putting shit in your food. He's like, "Fuck him."
Yeah, I bet it was.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I did ask the locals there if they had any dog meat. I was gonna take Eric to go try some dog meat, but we didn't get a chance to, because literally, literally, he told me that he would try exotic foods. This is what Eric told me,
Couldn't find it.
and they did show me. I just didn't go. Yeah, didn't. Yep. Good.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, come
That's
on.
cool.
You're,
Here. Why don't
listen,
you just talk
what
about
happened to
some
you
other-
not
You know
censoring
what he did
things?
do? You know what he did do was buy a bag of fried insects and then.
Oh,
take
that
a-
was gross.
You took a bite of those, though. You
Oh,
ate 3 of them.
Yeah, so I got so they had scorpions, silkworms, like different like crickets and things like that, and I kept pushing Eric to try it with me.
Nope.
And I was like,
I
Eric,
would have
just
been with you, bro.
Nope.
you have the video, I think.
Probably.
I think it's in your phone. But I was like, you know what? You're only gonna live once. You might. So I was like, all right. I tried it, and it tasted very chalky. And that is the first and last time I will be trying those things. Absolutely, first and last time.
Yeah. No, I passed.
Yeah, you actually missed out on a lot of things. There was that fresh squid that the one in the video where the squid sucks up like this sauce and they like eat it fresh. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
That's
No,
not in my algorithm.
Yeah. No, it's not my.
but there
He
was
showed
that
me.
and they called it jumping shrimp that they had there as well. But I don't think Eric got a chance to try any of those things. The shrimp were alive. They put them in a sauce. It's like a dipping sauce and like yeah. I thought he would be more adventurous, but didn't really try much.
I mean, the shrimp stuff isn't that adventurous in the sense of like eating. It's like
Raw
still
shrimp.
alive.
Yeah,
but,
it's just
Well,
raw.
it's like a it's
Like
a
baby
mini
ones.
squid.
They're like
Mini
little
squid,
baby.
and
Yeah.
You put it into a little sauce cup with the sauce in it, and the squid, while it's alive, sucks up all the sauce.
Sure.
And then
But
you're
he's talking
supposed
about
to
the shrimp.
Take
I'm
it
talking
and
about
bite
the
it.
shrimp.
He's
not
talking about the jumping
yeah.
shrimp.
Oh, the
That's
jumping.
exotic to me. The shrimp
That was
is
a little too
the
much for me,
normal
yeah.
between the squid, not the squid. The shrimp is what I'm talking about.
The shrimp.
Yeah.
I didn't try that one either, but I don't remember really seeing. We saw it a couple places.
They did have a
Did
couple.
you guys take
places.
any videos of the squid that sucks up the?
No, yeah, I mean you
think
can
so.
you can YouTube that stuff up. It's just to be honest with you, like I didn't do a lot of recording on this trip because I just wanted to enjoy the moment. Like you know how like I feel like people take a lot of like videos and pictures and things like that. I didn't take as much as I thought I did.
Bro, you never take any.
I took a ton, honestly. I took so many.
But if you look through my phone, I have probably like maybe max like 30 pictures on that this almost 3 months, right? I've been on for almost 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So every 3 days you took one picture.
If that,
Dude was gone for 3 months. 3 days he's like.
if that,
I have like 2,000 photos and videos
if that.
from those 6
Bro,
weeks.
that would have been my first week. My Dropbox would be like, you need to update the space.
I mean, we did what? So we went to Vietnam. Then from Vietnam, we flew to Thailand. I mean, the
Well-
Airbnbs that we went to were really awesome. I
You
think
went to Thailand. We both did, but
No. I'm telling you to just
we both went to Thailand.
we both went to Thailand. But you,
So I went from Vietnam to
I went
Thailand.
from Vietnam to Malaysia. Remember?
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You did. You got stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Like budget. I feel like budget traveling, kind of. There's pros and cons to it. So I feel like on this trip, like if we had unlimited amount of money, I probably would have flown the whole time instead of taking the bus. Because the sleeper bus depends on the sleeper bus because they have like dual seats and like they have one person seats on the bus, the sleeper bus. You're sleeping like anywhere from like 15 to 8 hours on the bus, which really sucks. It's not comfortable if you're a tall person.
You're not that though.
I'm round though. I'm round.
All around two different things, my guy.
Tall. Okay, so tall. The length of the seat. I mean, Eric was he was tall. He had to like crunch his feet in.
It was really hard to fit for me.
He's tall.
Right, Eric. So
You're round.
So so the width, yeah, so the width of the seat. You know, you're turning and like you're in the edge right there. You're like right there. So for Eric, it was his feet. For me, it was my edges. My edges.
Oh, this guy.
Ezra, you're never. Oh man, I can already see you doing these things. On this.
It was a really tight squeeze for me though. Like, I couldn't stretch out all the way. Like barely. Like I could straighten my legs if I put my feet flat up against the wall and push my head and kind of tilt my neck a little bit. So it was like tight for me, and I'm 5'10", so it's not that spacious.
He's 5.
Yeah, 5'10" and 5. There's a big difference.
Yeah,
But like
the width for me was okay, but it was tight. I mean, they fit in a normal size bus. They fit 3 across,
Right.
with hallways in between both. So it's tight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's better than sitting in the chairs, I would say.
But these experience, I guess to say what I was gonna say was like learning to budget really tells us what we really want and what we really don't want on traveling. Mm-hmm. Like I know for sure now if I can avoid taking a sleeper bus, I'll take a plane. And if I don't want to do like a $5 hostel, I might want to do like a $100 Airbnb, like over like just, you know what I mean, like the little luxuries, because like Eric had like certain requests for certain locations that we had.
My main request was for it not to smell bad.
Listen,
That was like the
you're
only
paying
thing.
like $10. What do you think you're getting? A 5-star hotel?
I know, and I accepted it when we had it, but after
Accepted it?
I
Accepted it.
I-
Really?
I had to deal with
there
it.
was one. Okay, so there was one. Okay, we were in Vietnam. Actually, rewind.
it was where the place I
Rewind.
got food poisoning.
Hold on, rewind. We were in Vietnam before we went to Thailand. We were in Vietnam, and we had stayed on the strip of where the party street. It was called what was it called? It's just the strip where they had all the clubs and the bars and everything.
Are you talking
And-
about Saigon?
Yeah,
Beer Street?
yeah, Beer Street. No, it wasn't called Beer Street. It was called something else. But it was the main. It was something. It was, I don't know the name, but
They
we
all have
literally
their
got a
own.
hostel there, and like the music was blaring and blasting throughout the night. But the hotel itself, I walked in. I was like, I knew that Eric was not gonna like this hotel. Nope. We walked in. We're like, nope. This is not really a hotel or a hostel. It's more of like a, a real quick pit stop for like an hour or two of what you need to get done, and then you leave.
That's
Type of a
kinda- yeah.
hotel.
So like a whore house? Like, that's
call
what I'm,
them-
like if you just walk in for an hour or two, I'm thinking you trying to smash and bounce. Like that's what I'm getting.
Yeah,
They're called love hotels.
yeah.
They're
All
called-
right, so it's in the title then. is what
Yeah,
you're
I mean
saying.
you're
It's in
on the
title.
strip of the club
the
and
most
the
part.
bar and stuff like that. So literally, we were like, we're
So
here.
don't touch anything.
Those, yeah.
Yeah, Eric was like, "Hey, we should definitely get another spot because like the music was you can literally hear the music till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It didn't stop blaring
Right
until
outside the
then.
window.
Like literally, we're in the street where
Yeah,
all
we're
the
right-
everything.
Right on that street. It's like it was just like one big main street. The whole like not a lot of like off streets or anything like that. It was just like just this one like main part where everything's happening, where all the bars and clubs are, and it was just really loud. All of them play. They have speakers inside and outside. They have people dancing inside and outside. Food being served inside and outside too. So it gets loud. And that was right outside our window.
But what's cool is that
Jimmy chose that hotel.
I wanted to give him the full experience.
Oh, it sounds like he got it.
I just, literally like it was so.
It was definitely the dirtiest hotel we've been in the whole time.
Listen,
We had to stay
listen,
there for
guy.
a night too.
Listen, guy.
He booked it for 3 nights, and after the first night, I was like, Jimmy, we got
Yeah,
find a
we
different
actually
place.
got rid of it. And we went.
Jimmy was like, yeah, you're right. when he agrees, knowing he's gonna waste money of all the people, Jimmy,
He's so cheap.
he's so cheap. But when he agrees, like, yeah, we gotta abandon this place.
We should have abandoned it. We because our thing was like, you know, we wanted to get some luxury, but we also like because we knew also like we needed to put our heads down, and we're not going to be in the hotel 24/7, so it's just a place of sleeping and then going out and traveling and looking around and all that other stuff.
Yeah, but then comes a you have to draw a line where it's like, where are you sacrificing comfort, or because then you're just laying in bed and you feel disgusting, you feel like you can't like turn over, or like you go into the bathroom, you can smell the drainage, or you're laying in bed and you're like, are there bed bugs in here? You know what I mean? You're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So
I
there's
agree.
a certain level of like,
But I mean,
where are you gonna draw the line?
you're renting a hostel right on basically the club area, so you
So you're
pay for
right
what
there.
you get. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if that's what you're there for, and cleanliness
Well,
is
we-
not that much of a
listen,
concern, it's a great place
I've
to
never,
stay.
that was my first time learning that, and now we know. Now we
Yeah,
know
That
better.
it was called Love Hotel.
Listen,
No alarm.
it wasn't called the love hotel. It's
Oh,
basically they're like love hotels.
That's like what they're called, but they don't have it in their titles.
Oh, okay.
It's like
So you
but
don't find out they're a love hotel. Wink, wink.
Not
Until
always.
you walk through the door.
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes.
Unless you live there. If you live in the area, then you might know. But
Pictures over there on like certain apps and things like that, bro. Not the same. Not the same when you like the photos that you see online when you're booking for certain hotels
this
or
is what he
rooms.
told you when he booked it.
I showed
The
no,
photos look good.
I showed him, and
Mostly
he
it was Agoda, right? Because
Yeah, it was-
Airbnb usually came through for us.
yeah. Airbnb was actually pretty good when we
Airbnb
booked.
was good.
Agoda was more of like a like they took the right angle. You know how like some people take the right angle so you look skinnier on or it looks nicer.
They catfish their hotels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Total catfish. You walk in and you're like, that does not look like what it looked like on
And
the.
it does not smell what it looked like either.
But no, I see that traveling. So me traveling with this is my first time traveling with more than just myself and a few others. But like traveling with Eric this time really made me see what I want on a travel trip with more friends. Because I'm just like, all right, so where can we save and how do we stretch our money so that we can have more fun, you know? So Vietnam was good learning lesson. Then from there we started booking better locations, and those we had some nice skyrise views for like really good prices.
Yeah, Saigon was a cool spot.
Yeah, we had some really good ones. Food was great. I mean, if I'm a foodie, what can I say? Like, Asia's food city, so all the foods that we could eat was there. We loved. See, what I'm going to really miss is being able to wake up at any hour of the night and walking outside of the hotel and being like, I can get fucking food.
Your food or like a fresh pressed juice
Yeah.
or a fresh smoothie, like they.
But
cut
even
open
if
the
you
fruit,
walk-
make it fresh right on the spot.
Yeah, even if you walk to their 7-Elevens and stuff like that, the
Yeah, every
section, the
7-Eleven is
food
24
sections
hours.
are awesome. And I'm true. I truly feel like living in America, we miss out on those. I wish there was more of that here. in terms of like food and just access of having fresh things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Fresh things that aren't like just made to be nasty or not fresh anymore.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
You know?
so Thailand. Are we doing this whole Thailand thing?
Well,
Well, see, I feel like this is more like a yo, bestie. Can you like ask us what you chime in all the time? Can we have a conversation here? Like,
I'm just
yo, what combo?
You guys are going back and forth, so I was
I
just
know,
kind of
but,
listening
like,
to what you guys were talking
Nah,
about.
but you always got something to say, and like
I'm listening. Like,
listen.
listen,
Nah.
I told you, bro. Like, my goal of these like conversations is for me to shut up and listen.
But I want my best friend to chime in because now I feel like I'm getting interviewed.
I mean,
Yes.
look, it's how you're talking. I'm sitting here like, yo, well, I'm just listening. Like I told you, here's the thing: you both, or more you than him, seem to be scared to say something stupid on camera.
Oh, I'm 100%.
I can see that energy coming off. So I'm just like,
100%.
all right, let me just let him talk about what he wants to talk about. I can see it. I'm just like, damn, Jimmy's talking mad proper. Like he's just.
I am really.
Like
Really
you seem
feeling
so
it, man.
tight on camera, bro. You seem so tight. Like, you sitting here, just oh man.
all right, Jimmy. What was next? We went to Thailand next, right?
Oh, the food there was really good too.
Yeah. Oh. We got. Remember the right across the street from the hotel we were in?
That was really
That
good.
little market. They have these markets and they're like just like covered with tent or like tarps and stuff like that, and they just have like little stands around, and it's like so good and it's so cheap. We get meals for like $1, $2. Like we got like smoothies for like 75 cents. It was so good. It was so good. Like that's like just like the access and availability and how fresh everything was. That's probably what I missed the most about it.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in Phuket with me. We did Bangkok together. Phuket,
Yeah.
I think was my favorite city on the trip.
Yeah.
I think.
I think because I've been to Phuket, that's why I didn't go, and I was like, I'll just meet you in Bangkok, because Bangkok was like a new location for me. I want to try something different, to be honest.
Phuket of all
like-
the places felt most like hey, I'm actually like in paradise right now.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
on vacation.
Like on vacation in paradise. Like we're on the beach. Like the water is like teal blue. We did like a 1-day island tour where they brought us to like 7 different stops. We saw monkeys. We got to snorkel with fish. That was actually kind of terrifying.
Swim with fish?
Just because they're surrounding you, you don't realize it. You don't see it from the top of the water. You jump in with the snorkel on. You open your eyes and they're like right there, and, and you don't expect that. You know what I mean? It's and so that scares you. And then they're like they don't care about like swimming into you. Like most of them will do a good job of swimming around you or just like working their way
Oh, they're
around.
in your
But
face.
there was one that like I got into like a eye deadlock with, and it was just swimming towards my face, and it just didn't stop, and I thought it wasn't gonna stop, and it just like pulled my head out of the water. I was like, what the hell? It's like a kamikaze fish.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
It's my water.
But it was a really cool spot.
I think I probably would have gone. I probably would have gone back to Phuket, but Bangkok was new for me. I wanted to really do Bangkok and Chiang Mai, but I didn't get to do Chiang Mai with Eric. I think next time.
Yeah,
think
Chiang
that's
Mai
where we'll
was
go.
hard because it was just like out of the way from the path we were going.
Okay.
Like we were just because most of our stops were like I lined up the cities in each country to like into where it's like a line, right? So we stopped in like in Vietnam it was like Hanoi and then Da Nang and then Dalat and then Saigon, and then we jumped over to Thailand, right? And for me I started in Phuket, but even then it was a bus ride up to Bangkok, and then from there the bus ride from there to Siem Reap in Cambodia, another bus ride to Phnom Penh, then the bus and the ferry into Phuc Quoc. So it was just a lot of driving, but we lined up the cities so it was like in a way where it made the most sense. But Chiang Mai was like kind of out of the way. It was like north. of
Listen,
Bangkok?
you're the one that knows geography here. I'm just gonna nod and say yes.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna nod.
But
and
yeah,
say
it
yes.
was just like we really want to go back. We really want to make a stop there because we know it's a great spot, but we just didn't. We didn't have the time really. We had so many stops. We made so many. The next time, I think we're gonna make less stops and just have more fun in the places we're in.
And
Because-
really enjoy the time because I feel like we also felt kind of like rushed in a way.
We did feel
Where-
rushed because
like-
we only had like 2 or 3 nights in each location. And we had to pack up and leave, and in between each location was a travel day. So when it wasn't a travel day, we were like, well, we
I think
have to make sure we
I
go
think
out and do
football
things
was
today.
was good for you too. I think you enjoyed that a lot too. I think
Yeah.
there
Phuoc was it was the island in Vietnam. It was one of our last stops, and it was just like, it was kind of like, Phuket, but it was just quieter. Like, well, at least on the side we were on, there's like a busy side with the big beach and all the big like commercialized side, and then the opposite side of the beach is just like
we did one day of jet skiing and parasailing and
we
stuff.
did that. Yeah.
That was really cool. That one day that we got to go.
Tell us about the parasail straps, Jimmy.
Oh, those things. Oh,
Tell us about those.
because so I've done it before and I forgot how bad or how crazy it's tight on your junk. Like, yo,
I'm searching for
let
the
me
word.
tell you, I'm trying to figure out what polite way of saying my
Shit crushed my dick.
my balls.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, because I had to
That's
warn,
pretty
because I
intense.
warned Eric. I was like, Eric, listen, you're gonna go there, and the thing's gonna tug, and when you go up, like it's tugging, like,
Yeah, that's it.
and you're just it's your legs are dangling, and it's just tugging along. So you really gotta like hold the straps up so that you're not like full weight on your balls.
Yeah, it is impossible to hold yourself up for that long.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me.
But it was really fun though. Like it was really cool to parasail. Like that was probably one of the highlights. Actually, rewind. We actually went ATV riding.
That was in Cambodia.
That was in Cambodia.
That was before.
Was that was after, right? No.
Well, we were
That was
we
out
at
there.
Bangkok. That was when we were in Thailand together, and
Yep.
then it was Siem Reap. That's when we went.
Yes. So we went to Cambodia. So I don't know what it is, but every single time that I go with Eric on an adventure, somehow, some way, he got into some type of trouble with something. So let's go on to the
Wait, hold on.
trouble.
I got in trouble.
Yeah, you started it.
Okay.
You're the one who started it.
You tell me that. Though.
So-
you tell me the story.
So
I'll listen.
we were going ATVing in Cambodia, and what ended up happening in Cambodia was obviously I've done ATVing quite a few times and stuff like that. So like I like to like push my friends a little bit, like speed up, like do the dumb things that I always do, you know. And Eric
Instigate and get them in trouble. I got you. Yeah.
instigating.
I know
yeah.
exactly what you
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
Great, wonderful. We got it. All right. So from there, what happened was me and Eric, and we had 2 other people that were with us, Eric's partner and my cousin that was there. And what we ended up doing was the girls were more of like timid on the ATVings. Myself and Eric, on the other hand, were a little more aggressive. So
You don't say. I would never imagine this. You two aggressive together. No.
Well, I mean, we're in another country, and obviously there's like laws that you have to follow, and there's like mopeds and kids and dogs and everything all free running around. So we're driving, and I was like, literally, like I knew
Oh, so you're like on the road.
Yeah,
like
we're on
main
Yeah.
road of the
road,
the-
mud, forest. Like,
Oh, I'm
we're-
thinking you're like off like in like a sand dune somewhere
Nah,
doing ATV.
we're like
okay.
literally
In the city.
In the city,
Combination.
yeah, combination of city
Okay.
into the quiet grassland, like you know, you're in dirt and mud and stuff like that. Yeah, but we-
Wasn't like sand dunes.
Yeah, it wasn't like anything crazy, but I think we missed out on it after the so getting into the story. I obviously antagonize others when we're driving, or I really push buttons. So I'm over here like driving past Eric and you know smoking up the area so that he can't see and stuff like that. So we started getting a little more aggressive, and we started doing that with the girls. And as we're doing that with the girls, they get a little more like, more into
starting to get
driving.
comfortable.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little
Yeah.
more comfortable. You know, you're ATVing because it's their first time. They haven't really done it before. So as we're driving, Eric thinks it's fun to start irking his partner. He thinks it's really fun. So I'm like, all right, I don't think it's going to go well, but let me hang back. So I hang back and I pass Eric one last time. And he drives, then he passes me. And as he's passing me, he passes his partner, which he instigates.
Yeah, I was going really fast. I basically was like flooring it. I mean, it's a little button on the, but I was like flooring that button. So
He instigate with his partner so she starts to feel more comfortable. As she feels more comfortable, she starts to race.
she tries to keep up, but I didn't see it either. But there was this pretty sizable rock coming out of the road.
Oh man.
It was pretty large, but it was like
Like a big enough,
the dirt
good enough
road,
bump.
But the dirt road and amount, like how it's like just like covered in like the dust from the dirt. It's like the same color, so it's hard to notice, right? You wouldn't see it unless you're from the area and you know the road and you've hit that rock. You know better to never hit that rock again.
Or you just go around it and just not hit it at all.
It was really hard to see, and so yeah, she hit that rock trying to speed up and catch up to me.
But listen, she could have landed in that ditch, bro.
I know.
It could have been a totally different story.
A totally different
but
story,
she
yeah.
hit. Listen, I was behind her. I wish I got it on camera because I swear, all I saw was her hit the rock and it go boink. I saw her ATV lift up, and all I saw it do was go right into the pole. It hit a light pole because if she didn't hit that light pole, she would have went into a ditch.
But she
And the
bailed.
ditch would have had all the rocks, but she jumped off of it and she bailed off of it. But
That was the
man,
smartest thing she could have done.
that was very smart.
Because when she hit the rock with the front wheel, it turned her handlebars. Like she said she couldn't stop it from turning on its own, and so that's what like jerked her, and then that's when she tipped over. She flipped over the ATV.
So yeah,
Is she okay?
She's okay. Yeah.
yeah, she was fine.
Jumped off, she had a little scratch
Perfect.
on the palm of her hand. That was it.
That was it.
She was a beast. She did her thing. She was a beast. She did her thing.
And this was right outside somebody's house, also, and so they obviously came outside.
These fucking foreigners.
That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened.
She hit that light post, and the locals said that they looked up, the light was on. They said that light hasn't worked in 4 years.
Yeah. Yep. So that was the first story of the fun activity this is what happens with Eric when he goes and he
Worked in 4 years. It's now though.
so
She said all you had to do is run an ATV into it. You got to tell these electric companies, it saves so much money.
So that was the first story of what ended up happening. Thank you very much for that, Eric. That will vividly forever live in my mind of how she hit the rock and almost she nosedived into the. She hit her head, didn't she? Or she hit her arm? Was it arm? Her arm?
She hit her. Well, she was wearing the helmet though.
Yeah.
Her head hit the ground, but it didn't hit hard. She landed mostly on her hand. That's where it was
Yeah, that's why she had a
bruised
scab.
up. She had a couple like blood blisters on her hand, but that was it.
Yeah, it's better than her in a ditch, because that ditch was pretty rocky. It could have been a lot worse if she had landed in that ditch. But that was exciting.
They had to call somebody to drive out and tow the ATV back. Two people, because one had to bring the other ATV replacement. Because she
got back on.
They asked her, "You want to keep going?" She was like, "Yeah."
She got back on.
Yeah.
She got back on. I was like, "Good for you, good for you." I thought she was gonna be like, "No, I'm good, I'm done." But she was like, "I'll keep going." So that was fun. So that was the first story of how that went. The second story was when we went parasailing and jet skiing.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Eric Brennan.
Well, the first part when we were after we went parasailing, so we signed up for like this parasailing and jet skiing package. They do both, and they start with the parasailing, but you get on a jet ski with this guy who brings you over to the boat where they're doing the parasailing. which is on like another side of the beach. They basically just work together to make more money together, right? So they bring you over to the parasailing boat, and we did our thing with the parasailing. When we came back, the guy was just like whipping us around, like just like trying to have fun
Sure.
and mess around. I was like, this motherfucker, right? Because he was like, it was him and then Mikey and then me all the way in the back, and I was like holding on for dear life. So we get to the shore, and he's like going back and forth, and he's making the boat swerve back and forth like this, and so like he does this like, I don't know, like donut skid type thing with the back where he comes up to the shore, and I pulled us off and flipped the jet ski.
Shit.
But intentionally.
You're like, fuck this
The way he
guy.
was driving, I was like, fuck this guy. I'm taking him down with me. But then the weight of them on my leg crushed it between that and the jet ski. And it really, I still have a bruise right
So
now.
karma got you. Karma got you, my guy.
No, not
Yeah,
yet,
well,
not yet.
it got him too.
No. I got him too.
Not yet. Not yet.
So part 2 was when we took our own jet skis out.
Okay.
And there was 2 of us on each one, right? And we're going, and
The guys started off by driving first. Because the girls were like, no, I don't want to get on a jet ski or whatever, right?
scared,
So
yeah.
once again, this is same exact experience as in, like the ATVings. They were all scared or timid of driving or whatever, and then they started getting comfortable and everything like that.
And then they almost fell into a ditch.
So let's wait for this second part here. Go ahead,
No,
Eric.
so, I mean, like, I drove for a while, and they gave Mike a turn for a while.
We both swapped,
Just
and
like
we
you
gave it
did.
to the girls.
We gave it to the girls, and we took it back. And then, well, she was still in front of me, but I was holding the steering wheel. And I was just, like, messing around, and I just turned the wheel and just put us into a donut. And I was kind of going slow. Like, I wasn't going fast or anything. But I just kept going and going and going. And then I decided to stop, right? And instead of pulling out of it, I just let go of the accelerator, and the waves just completely flipped us over. Like, it was just like such a slow flip too. I was like, no, there's no coming back from this one. And I couldn't get back on. I tried so hard. I just couldn't. I kept flipping it back over.
The both of them couldn't get back on.
No, she could get back on. I couldn't.
But at that point,
She
the
got
jet
back on multiple
but
times.
at that point, the jet ski was no longer allowing you both to get on anymore.
What?
Because she got on, but you couldn't get on at all anymore. Because jet ski wouldn't stay
I
afloat.
couldn't keep it stable enough while I was getting onto it to keep it from flipping over. Every time I tried to get on, I just flipped it back over every single time.
So this is us.
Can I see this for a second?
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know what that is. I think that's just five. Yep, now we're good.
So this.
Jimmy's over there rubbing.
So
his
this is.
I was like, that's on camera. Let me just...
So this is us, like, so we saw them tip over, and we're like far away. At this point, they're super comfortable. The girls are driving like crazy speeds, like we're far away. And I was on the jet ski, and I was like, hey, that looks like they're struggling over there. And I was like, should I go over there and help them, or should I just leave and just go do our thing? I was like, they look like they're struggling right now a lot. So we had to drive back over. I was like, are you guys okay? And it was hilarious because just watching them try to get back. I wish I had these things on camera because I didn't get anything on camera.
It was the second day, it wasn't the third day when you're supposed to record. I got you, bro.
None of it.
Every 3
I got
days.
none of it.
Oh, yeah.
I got none of it. But we got some good video shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
They caught us on a drone while we were while we were parasailing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but of course that was the extra fee.
300,000 was not that much though.
We got it for 200.
Did we get it for 200?
Well, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, 300,000 is like $12. 200,000 is $8.
Yeah.
We paid $8 for.
Might I add?
a minute and a half
I think
video.
Eric got frustrated a couple times on the trip because he was just like, why are these people trying to scam me? And I was like, Eric, this is how they make money. It started to get fun though. There was one point where it's just like, how low can I get this? Because Eric got his sneakers for pretty low over there, like really cheap.
Yeah,
And I was like, dude, that's awesome bargaining.
I got
right
a lot
there.
of pretty good deals. It was just annoying because they see that I'm white, right? And so they immediately start outrageously high in price. That's just what they do.
You got that USD.
That's exactly what it was. There was moments where we're like, Eric's, don't come close to us. Don't come close to us at all. Like there were 3 of us. We all look Asian, and you're like, Eric, stay at the other, cross the street. Cross the street. There were moments we told him to leave because we were trying to ask for pricing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but it was fun. You guys all know me. I love to negotiate and how I love. Well, it's just it makes me feel so good when I get to get my price. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Did you get your price when you got the Love Hotel? You got your
I don't know
money's
what
worth
you're
at the
talking
Love
about.
Hotel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Music till 4 a.m.
Nope.
Cum stains everywhere. Apparently.
No. Nope. None
So,
of that.
all right, now, did he follow when you started bargaining? Was it because you got annoyed, or did you start bargaining because he told you to start bargaining?
Well, I followed his lead, right? When we first got to Vietnam, I was like a deer in headlights. Because it's like, from Japan to Vietnam, it's like a 180-degree culture shift, right? There, it's like everything is so clean. In Vietnam, like in Hanoi, when you're eating at a restaurant, you throw your trash on the floor. At the end of the night, they sweep it up. And even if you're sitting outside. So, and it's like, it's not... Definitely
tell them the
not.
experience.
It's not the cleanest
Mm-hmm.
place in the world, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so we get to Vietnam, and so I was mainly relying on Jimmy at first, right? Until I understood, and I got the hang of it, right?
What would you
But by
say
the
some of
time-
the pros and cons were from Japan versus Vietnam?
Okay, pros and cons. Japan, I mean, like, you have the cleanliness, right? You have the
Bathroom.
convenience, the bathrooms, the hygiene, right?
Yeah.
The convenience, like, you can go outside and find a 24-hour store within walking distance no matter where you live.
Yeah.
At least in like the cities that we were in, right? I'm sure it's not like that everywhere, but where we were, yeah, you could get the convenience and the freshness, the quality of the food, incredible.
Walking the streets.
And just walking the streets is
What's the
everything's
difference
so
between
organized,
the two?
clean.
You had to wait at the stoplights in Japan.
Oh yeah, there's
Like-
no such thing as jaywalking there. Nobody does it.
Yeah. Literally.
Wait.
No, everybody waits. It got a little irritating at point. Like me, there were points I was like, Eric, I'm gonna jaywalk right now. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's go.
Yeah, there was one point where like I was in Osaka, and there was a street with a crosswalk on the light, and the crosswalk, it was only like 3 to 4 steps to get across that street. Like, it was tiny. Like, you could only fit one car through. That's it, nothing else. And there's still people were waiting there. And it was it was nighttime. There was no cars coming in any direction, but the light was red on the sidewalk, and people were waiting.
And there's no law or anything again. Like there's no law or anything that makes them want to stay. Like there's no they're gonna get in trouble, or it's just like they're so used
honestly
to doing it like that. Like what makes it
not
that way?
really familiar with their laws like that. I just
So you were the asshole breaking it. So you never mind, I got it.
I hope
It was 3 steps. I took them fucking 3 steps with the red light. Fuck this.
Okay, I did do that on the way home. On the way there, everybody was waiting, but on the way home, I was the only one. I was like, okay, yeah, no.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Okay,
that's
so
why the
maybe-
culture shock. Like, the culture shock for people that go to, I feel like, okay, like, maybe Singapore and Japan are more, like, on the cleanlier side of Asian countries.
You don't really get like how would you explain the smells that you get in those other cities? So just like,
Like, New York City smell versus, like...
oh, it's even worse than New York City. You
No,
think New York City
I
is
don't
bad?
No, I don't think it's... I mean, New York City has the fish smells and stuff like that. Like,
No, yeah, but I mean, like, when you're walking, you smell something, and you're like, what is that I'm smelling? Where is it coming
just
from?
trash.
Yeah, it's like trash, or it's like sewage, or it's like whatever drainage pipes or systems are around, like, it's just creating this like rancid smell in some areas. And there are certain places where like you don't know where it's going to hit you, right?
You're talking about Japan or Vietnam? Where are you talking about here?
No, not Japan. Everywhere else except Japan.
I understand what your favorite place was now, definitely.
No,
You know why they charge you so much at that place, bro? Because you disrespect their walking laws, bro. That's why you get charged. They see you, they're like, how much is this? $2? $25.
That didn't happen in Japan either, though. All those negotiating places and markets we were in.
You don't have those in Japan. You can't negotiate in Japan.
It wasn't
right?
in Japan. Yeah, there's really Japan is way more modernized, and where it's like kind of like here, you wouldn't go to like a.
You wouldn't walk to the mall and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
let me get that for $5 less" or something like that. You know?
Yeah. You don't walk into a store in the mall and say, "I'll give you $5 for the shirt, but I'm not going to give you any more."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, then get the heck out of here." But back over there, we were like, "Can you at least give me 6? Come on, like, just one more dollar." So
They milk every dollar they can get.
they do. Yeah, they do.
But you know, like as you're talking about it, I was thinking about it. I was like, you don't have mopeds flying by you in Japan. Like, you don't have to worry about those things. Like you're in like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, like all 3 of those countries.
Oh yeah.
No matter where you were, go
Talk
ahead.
about culture shock.
Yeah.
The crossing the street.
I think a lot of people get scared of that.
You were just talking about it in Japan, crossing the street, like they have the lights, everybody respects that. Outside of Japan, right?
Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand.
Yep. You could close your eyes and just start walking.
And they'll
That's how
avoid
you
you.
do it.
Seriously.
They'll avoid you. They just drive around you.
You know, like the
you
game
s-
Frogger, like, but we're not like jumping back and forth. Like all you have to do is walk at a steady pace and walk confidently across, and people will avoid you. Don't run across. Don't any of those things. You're just walking, and normally the mopeds, like you're literally got mopeds like in front of you, like driving.
Yeah.
But you obviously got to use your meter. Like there was one point where we were crossing the street, and one of the cars flashed its lights. Here, flashing your lights means, you know,
Go
like
ahead.
go ahead or like announcing like they see you. But over there, flashing your lights means stop, like stop walking, like I'm coming, like I'm gonna continue driving. So he thought the guy was flashing his lights to let him go. But
So I
I
started
was like,
walking.
he started walking. I was like, Eric, what are you doing?
And then
And
he
he was
laid
like,
on his
oh
horn,
my
yeah.
goodness, he was laying on his horn.
Whatever.
So, but that got like I think for people that aren't used to like the hectic, or like they're really like they have like what's the word like so many things around them, they get really like nervous or like
claustrophobic.
Yeah. I think like those type of countries might not be for everybody. So like if they're looking for more like low key, like, you know, modernized like lights and everything like that, like yeah. So I wouldn't have them go there. But other than that, how was everything else for you? How did you? What other culture shocks did you? There's a lot of night markets.
Yeah, night markets were cool, but no, I mean like just like the terror you feel crossing the street in Vietnam for the first time. Right, when you have never done it before. And you look up and you see these motorbikes just flying by, and there's so many of them. Like the street is like only 3 lanes maybe, but you can fit like 10 motorbikes across. They don't respect the lanes or the lines. Like if you can fit another car on that road, they will.
It really is
They
like
will.
that, yep.
Even on their highways, like on their main roads, everywhere, as many cars as you can fit on that road, they will. And then the yellow line in the middle is also like only if there's no cars coming the other way.
Bro. Oh shit. There's no cars coming. It's a free game, bro.
It really is.
It
It
really
really,
is.
is free game.
It really is.
No joke. It really is free game.
And it's so like that's like a huge change from here, but like from Japan too, right? So going into Vietnam, you're like, oh, and then you get into like a Grab, which is their Uber. You just better off closing your eyes.
The tuk-tuks. How do you enjoy the tuk-tuks?
Oh, the tuk-tuks. The tuk-tuks, they don't have those in Vietnam.
No.
But you know what a tuk-tuk is?
And like where you sit in and they pull you like the.
It's like a motorbike
Okay.
with like it's like a 3-wheel motorbike, 2 wheels in the back. There's like a bench in the back that can fit like 3 people. So usually it's covered. It's a little tiny,
Sure, yeah.
made from a motorbike engine, and so you can get around on those too. Super cheap. They're like $1, $2 to get where you need to go.
Everywhere that we wanted to go and stuff like that. I think that transportation was really cheap in Thailand.
Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. They didn't have tuk-tuks, but it was still affordable there too.
So what I realized as we're talking was that American food is more expensive over there than just the actual food there. So like
Yeah.
people ordering like KFC out there or Jollibees or any of those franchisee type companies, it's like almost US dollars you're spending. But when you're buying like local like cooked food over there, it's really inexpensive. Like the night that Eric got sick, a few nights afterwards, we had something called baba, which is rice porridge.
Yeah.
And he had that, and I think I spent like 50 cents on that meal for him. Yeah, I took 50,000 from you.
Street
Right,
vendor.
like
You did
25. Yeah, 25. Like
That's
less than
$1, I
$1.
think.
Yeah, it was like $1, literally. And like he said, that was like one of the best meals. Yeah, like it was just rice porridge, like
Yeah. And
nothing
she,
else.
like, I don't know how she made it, but she made it in a way where it was just like tasty. It hit
What-
the spot. It was like
was the
everything I
place
needed.
like glamorous or where?
It wasn't even a place. It was just like a woman on the side of the road with a big pot. That's all it was. She
Some
just got
chairs and some tables.
she got her own little setup going, right? She set up her little like cooker. I don't remember if it was. I think it was
It
like
was
gas,
at the market.
gas powered, right? Something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was at the night market, right? But
Yeah.
it was just like on the side of the street. Like she didn't have like her own little cover or like her own little tent or anything. She was just over there with the pot.
you would have never known.
And she was making the baba, and that's all she sold, and it was so good. She had like one little table next to her, like a little plastic table with little plastic, like the little tiny plastic chairs that you sat in kindergarten. Mm-hmm. Those are the chairs that they had out there around the table.
It's pretty much all of Asia.
Yeah.
They had all those plastic chairs and tables.
The little tiny ones.
Yeah.
They're like they look like the mini-sized version of like your like regular plastic porch chairs here,
Okay.
just without the armrests.
Okay.
Like, just like
So
that.
it's just like the
the bottom
stool
and the
part.
little tiny
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
It comes out like that far.
Yeah.
If you lean back, you're just gonna take the chair with you. You know. So, but yeah, that baba was really good. That was really good. That was in
You know,
Dalat, right?
that wasn't a lot.
Yeah,
That wasn't a lot. See, the thing is I forget all these. Like, it's all like
it's all jumbled together.
It's all
'cause-
Vietnam. Like to me, it's all Vietnam and whatever. However you want to. To me, it's
Well,
like,
even the whole trip, like, because we didn't really spend more than a few days in any place except for Bangkok. We spent like 6 days, and Phuoc we spent like 5.
Mm-hmm.
But everywhere else was like either 2 days or 3 days. That was it.
and we kept jumping from city to city to city, and we go on these locations. That's why it always felt like we were moving. And at one point, we were just like, I'm so tired of night markets. Like, I didn't want to do these night markets anymore because, like, they were all the same. They all had the same stuff, the same everything. And we just, like, we got to do the same negotiating and the same bargaining. And at one point, Eric got friggin' pissed because he was just like, I can't get any nice damn clothes because everybody's trying to charge me, like, 200% on whatever it is that they were selling and stuff. And I was like, Eric, that's how they make their living. They don't get... They don't make the type of money we make in the U.S. Like, you gotta understand, they're trying to hustle for every dollar. Like, that was it.
It did get frustrating at one point, but I got over it. It was
Yeah.
like I just like this is gonna be my new normal for the next month. I either get pissed off or I just deal with it and move on. So that's what I did, and learn how to speak their language. Right? Not literally. I didn't learn Vietnamese, but like I learned how to bargain with them. Right? I go over them. I was like, how
You
much
did
for
really
this
good.
shirt? Like. And they're telling me in US dollars $25. Like, what? $25? And they're like, what's your price? I'm like, if you're gonna tell me it was $25, I'll give you $1. They're like,
He gives them
what?
outrageous numbers back.
They're like, what? And I was like, yeah, if you're gonna give me a crazy price, I'm gonna give you a crazy price too. Why did you try that again?
Fair. Well, yeah.
There were moments I was just like, this is just a battle back and forth. Like you're not gonna get you're gonna give them that amazing price that's really high that they're gonna give you, and then you're gonna give them $1. They're gonna tell you get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they knew I wasn't serious. I wasn't actually offering my $1, but I'm like, no, I'll start negotiating with you when you actually give me like a reasonable place to start. You know, because like this T-shirt I'm wearing right now, I bought this in was it Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia? I don't remember. It was in one of those 3 countries. I bought this shirt, and we were at a night market, and they originally wanted like $18 for it. I paid $5 for the shirt. And I probably could have gotten it for less.
Probably.
I probably could have gotten it down
for
to like
less.
3 or 4. I paid $5 for it. And that was Cambodia. Because that's where I got the orange Cambodian shirt.
We did. There was something else that Eric had done that he was so uncomfortable on that I wish that I got a recording of, but he looks so uncomfortable driving the mopeds.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, with the second person on it, it's for me being very, very unexperienced, right? Like I've driven mopeds before, but not more than like when Adriel used to live up here, he had a moped in his parents' garage, and one time we took it out together and he let me drive around a parking lot, right? And then that was like the extent of my experience on a moped. It's like I knew how it worked, but like I couldn't remember everything, right? So I was like, wait, what does this button do?
So
Let
he
me
was
push it.
confident enough to drive an ATV on the same exact roads, but he had issues driving the moped. Which I was like,
well,
more safe on
yeah.
an ATV. I feel like an ATV is
Yeah.
like...
It's the same controls, but it's way more sturdy. You have 4 wheels instead of 2, right? There is no balancing. You can go as slow as you want without losing balance.
I guess.
You don't have to put your feet down when you come to a stop.
I guess. Yeah, when you were driving by yourself, you did really well, but
Yeah.
once you had another person that was driving.
You know, you look at him like you're some form of disappointed about it all. His ass has been there. Was this your first time going there? You're driving the mopeds and doing all that stuff. How many times have you been there?
Too many to count.
Oh, all right, just checking. Because you're looking at him like,
Home.
pussy. You can't drive a moped.
I'm like, but it's
What
a
was your
moped.
first time driving the moped like,
I
asshole?
was fine. It was a moped. Like you drive and you hit the accelerator and you go. Like,
Did you jump on a moped the first week you were in Vietnam, the first time you visited Vietnam?
do you really want to answer to that?
I mean, I'm sure you did, but yeah? No?
No. She's just doing everything.
Oh, did I? When I was old enough, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How old was that?
I don't. When did I get? When I was like 18.
18?
Yeah, probably.
You were
I
in
was 18.
You were in Vietnam when you were 18?
Yeah. Oh, I went plenty of time. I got married in Vietnam.
Oh, cool.
Remember? Oh, here it goes.
Tell us about that.
Oh no! We are not going.
We
there.
got 2 minutes.
Nope. We do not have 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes. We
Nope.
said 1 hour. Tell us about your time of driving in a moped at 18 while you were in Vietnam.
Oh, that was interesting. That was the thanks, Mom. By the way, for getting me, hitched at 18. That was great. But yeah, I got married at 18.
You seem ungrateful. This is very sarcastic.
Such a great experience. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't.
Words of wisdom, Zay.
Yeah, words of wisdom. You should enjoy life. You should enjoy life. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you were miserable at 18 when you got married?
I became an adult way too fast.
I'm still waiting for you to be an adult.
Oh, now I'm definitely not an adult. Not anymore. Back then, I had to be an adult, like get a job, work at 9 to 5,
Bro.
like do all those things. Maybe that's the reason why I feel like I have to be a kid all the time, Because I think I tried to be an adult way too young when I shouldn't have been an adult. I should have just been like a college kid messing around doing crazy stuff.
You think you grew up too fast is what you're saying? Like,
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I had to. 'Cause don't we all, though? No? I think you had to do that,
my
too.
mom didn't get me married at 18. No. That did not happen. Nope, I had plenty of time.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. I wouldn't have gotten married. I mean, do I regret it? No. We have all the experiences.
I know your ex-wife. I bet you she wouldn't have gotten married either, bro.
Yeah, well, we're on camera right now. I forgot.
Well, be nice.
No, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
We're on camera, yes. Yes. Are we done?
You are exactly at your 1 hour mark, sir. Look at that.
All we did
are
was
we
talk.
I told you, bro. We didn't look.
I felt so
Jimmy
uncomfortable.
was so shook after I was like, "Yo, don't say anything dumb on camera." And like,
Oh, you set the tone, though.
and Jimmy was just like,
Oh,
"Fuck, I say a lot of dumb shit on camera."
I do say
I'm gonna say some dumb shit. This is gonna turn out horrible. This was fine. Look at that. I let you talk about your trip. I didn't ask you any questions about ex-wife or kids or any of the above that would have had you being like, "Fuck, I'm gonna say something stupid." You know. I know there's a few exes you'd love to talk about. But
Is there a few exes you might both want to talk about?
Whoa. I don't know
no,
what you're talking about.
we're good.
Plead the fifth.
We'll leave the your health days behind us.
Yeah. What is that? What is that again?
Oh, you want to bring up your? You
what
want
is
to do a
that?
little your
What is that?
talk?
Well, no.
A little connect talk?
No,
What you want to do?
no. We haven't done this. You know what's so funny though? It's really true how they say like, when you're once you're on camera, you feel so, like, you have to.
You're on the spot.
Yeah, you're like on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like there's like somebody staring at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you can't have a normal conversation.
Well, it takes a minute for people to get into a flow. That's what I realized. Like, yeah, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for people to forget that the camera's there for a second. You know what I mean? For their brain to like start processing like normal instead of being like, what am I saying? I need to think about how I'm saying. Like, I was paying attention to that between you two guys. I was like, let me see how long. That's why I let you guys keep the mics.
How
I was
long
like,
did it take?
it took you guys about 25, 30 minutes to really get into like a groove where you could feel like you could laugh and joke and forget that the camera was there.
Oh,
You
I
know,
never
like-
forgot.
Yeah. Well, you never forget because it's sitting in front of your face.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of like, you stop over analyzing what you're about to say on camera. Like, that's the hardest thing. Like, there was one opening where I was introducing someone, and like I butchered it, like absolutely butchered the intro, and I was like, "Damn." Like,
Can I
that's
restart?
the intro. Like, that's it. Like,
Can you hit restart?
No, 'cause, like-
you can't pause it and be like, hold on, 1 second.
no, because if I'm telling you I'm gonna do one take and then I fuck up the take, now we're live, bro. That's it. We got started. You know. So I don't know. I've been thinking about how to do it in a way where, like, when I tell people at the beginning, like, "Hey, you know, be smart about what you say," like, it doesn't come off scaring them.
But it does, though. You
It
know
does.
that.
It does. But that's also because this was my first time saying it after someone said something on camera where I had to go back and edit it, and I had to explain, like, "Hey, I don't go back and edit." So I was.
Can you cut it out though?
I could absolutely do any of that, but I don't want to. My goal is to have like a full blown start to finish conversation, because the idea is, how do I get like people to talk about themselves in the most transparent way and like see if they're full of shit. And you got to have a long form conversation that's unedited before you could really tell if someone's like when you started talking at the very beginning, I'm like, that's not fucking Jimmy. Like, all right, let's wait how long and see how long it gets him to get into.
But
I wasn't worried about you. I was just like, the only thing Eric might do is he might say some dumb shit. Like, but I think he'll be all right. You know?
But even when you do the recordings and stuff like that, I feel like when you're on the spot and you're talking about like, hey, be careful what you say, because like this is forever gonna be out there. Like, you're thinking like, okay, if that's the case, I might say something, because like trying to be yourself is great and all, but like you're still on the spotlight. Like,
I think you're just not in front of a camera normally, so like that throws you off. Once you get in front of a camera enough times, you kind of forget it's there, and it's easier to talk. But like the main things, bro, the only thing, like the one thing I tell everybody is like, don't talk about drugs unless you're okay with talking about drugs, and your job don't give a fuck if you talk about drugs. Don't talk about dumb shit or exes if you don't want that type of drama. You know, like, just don't say the things that you wouldn't say. Like, if you're with your boys in those type of conversations, don't have those type here. Like, no.
it's hard. It's hard though. Once you get more comfortable and you're just having a conversation, then you're just like,
Yeah,
you know,
then you
you're
can-
shooting the shit with your friends.
Bro,
like,
I see you
just-
sweating when we were like, you want to talk politics? And you're like,
Oh no,
like I saw it.
Nope,
Eric doesn't give a fuck. I guess I see him like, he's just like, yo, you want to talk? We could talk. What you want? What you want? What you want to talk about? I see
I'm
him.
ready.
I
I'm
see him.
ready.
When I drove him and when I drove him to the airport and we were sitting there talking, I was just like, Man, this I could feel the tension in this car. Like you're cutting it with a knife right now. So that's why, like, I'm not here to make the conversations difficult or like get people in trouble. It's just I like my goal, right? The main goal I have with this whole thing is shut the fuck up and listen. Right? That's why I let you guys pretty much for the whole hour. I talked maybe like a total of like 3 minutes. You know? And I'm okay with that. That's what I'm trying to do. Right? Like this is the longest I've ever talked on camera like in one period of time right now, this moment.
But like okay, as we're doing this is just like a bunch of friends just sitting down talking with each other. I feel like it would feel more authentic because like we don't get to talk, like not that we don't get to talk, it's more of like you chime in all the time, you say some funny ass shit when you chime in all the time. Some funny ass shit. No, am I lying? Like no, because the thing is like that it makes it feel different when you're not the one like you haven't chimed in and we're the only ones talking.
Well, I didn't go on the trip. Like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah,
you
but
guys
like
we went here, we went here, we went here. The buses sucked.
Literally, that's what it was. If you summarize it, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah. It was great here, here, here. He did some crazy shit, and that was it.
Yeah, it sounded like you. It sounded like Eric did a good job at being Eric.
Yeah, Eric did a lot of Eric things.
These are very Eric moments, very Eric approved. You did a good job at being cheap. And
listen, I'm always cheap though. When am I not cheap,
bro?
Go ahead.
I just don't know how, like Eric's face explaining the hotel.
Listen, I showed him the hotels, okay, and he agreed on Agoda. You agreed to those hotels.
The Love Hotel that you went to, you agreed to?
That was on Agoda.
Well, that's what we were talking about, the catfish.
Okay, so that's how they got you.
That was literally on Agoda.
They didn't write in the subtitle, this is where people come to fuck, and then leave.
No, we looked at it, we're like, wow, this looks pretty nice. He had a jacuzzi and everything in his room and stuff like that, but it was a nasty-ass jacuzzi. Like,
it wasn't really a jacuzzi. They were like... When we went in to check in, they were like, we have a standard and a deluxe room.
Yeah.
The standard has a shower. Deluxe has a
jacuzzi,
right?
Yeah.
We go in there. It's just basically a bathtub, and it doesn't even have like a wall or a curtain or anything. It's just the bathtub right there, and then it has like a little nozzle that you can pull up, and you can fill the tub if you want to soak in.
There were
all
no jets
nastiness.
in the tub?
I don't remember. There might have been maybe a couple, but I don't know.
I mean, in the pictures, that's what.
There's plenty of semen.
But I'm saying, like,
yeah, there's no way I was getting into that tub
for sure. I mean,
I didn't even want to stand in it to shower.
Obviously, we know that now.
Yeah,
like we know that now, but not in the photo moment. Like we both looked at the photo, and I was just like, "Oh, this place has a jacuzzi and all this other stuff, and it's right on the strip of where we're going. Like the prices is pretty nice too. Like, all right, let's go." And then we got there, and we're like, let's go.
Let's go.
You know, like, but that's.
Did you see the pictures?
But that's the thing. Like, we didn't know any better. But how do we get on this topic again? I don't know. What were we talking
I
about?
was just roasting you about being cheap.
I wasn't being cheap. I showed him the hotel room.
Look, he agreed that there was no, and you got catfished. All right.
All right.
But normally you like.
Am I really cheap?
All right,
though?
so let's go back to the hoteling you used, which was the capsule hoteling.
Yeah.
That was you being cheap.
That wasn't me being cheap. That was me having an experience.
You were sleeping in a hallway with other people, basically. That's what I understood.
But it was like cheap.
I would say
The word I just used. Yes.
Hold on. But was it not like a cool experience though? Come on, back me up here.
I would say in his defense that Japan is like, as Japan is much more advanced as a lot of these other countries we've been to, their cost of living is a lot higher, right? So if we were to stay in like a standard hotel room like we did in a lot of these other countries, it would probably cost 4 times more than it would have cost otherwise. And he stayed in like, it's basically a hostel, right? But you get your own little like pull down like sheet to cover the bed, right? That's all you have is a little cubby with the bed, and that's it. A little place to squeeze your bag, and you pull the thing down. And they have like the shared bathrooms and showers and stuff. I mean, they're like not out in public. Like you have the own little.
So how much
stalls.
how much was this per night?
It's like $20 a night. It's
I
like
can't
$20 a
remember
night.
at all.
It was like, I mean, I
So
put
you
everything.
remember.
I threw everything on the credit card. So like, it was $20 a night. It was cheap.
And how much was an Airbnb?
It was a lot more than that. Because we did do it in Airbnb in Tokyo. We actually got a free day.
Yeah, that's right.
We got a free day and we got an upgrade.
Because the hot water didn't work
Yeah.
in the first spot.
Yeah.
We stayed at this place in Tokyo. Well, so when we first came in, right, Jimmy had stayed in that little capsule
Yeah.
without us before we got there because it was just him, right? And then when we got in kind of like in the evening, and he set us up with a capsule just for the first night, so we didn't have to go searching for a room or anything like that. We could just
Why
go
pay $100-something
rest.
when you could just pay like $20 for the half day or whatever day that he got there?
No, but then
And
he
it's just
found
cheaper.
an Airbnb which was really cheap. We ended up getting at what, like $35 a night, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it
Split that between the three of us? Like,
all three of us stayed in there.
nothing.
And I mean, we basically slept in the same room, but there was like two fold down beds that we used. But
Futons, cots, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we
the
weren't
hot
even...
water didn't work.
Yeah, the hot water
first
didn't
day.
work, so
and
we
then
got...
they brought us to a different place because the guy had a whole bunch of different Airbnbs, so he brought us to a different place, and it was a little bit nicer. And for that, he gave us an extra night for free, and we decided to stay an extra night because we both, a few of us got sick. Me, like the day before I left, I was working with.
That was Japan you got sick, right?
Yeah, well, I was working a couple days before I left, and this girl that I was working with was sick, and she was like, "Stay away from me." She put on a mask and all that, and it just didn't work. I got sick, and so I was like, "Well, I'm not canceling my trip." It was just like a little cold. Don't worry, I'm not spreading COVID over here, or whatever it was. Just a little.
So wait. You go to a new country. You're sick. You're jaywalking when you're not supposed to be. You're negotiating cheap as fuck.
I didn't negotiate Japan. You can't negotiate Japan. And it sounds a lot worse than it was, but
You can't
I was sick for a couple of days, and then I spread it to my partner, and she was sick for a couple of days, and then
But I do gotta say, like, out of all the places, I think Japan had very beautiful women there. Japan was probably like one of my favorite in terms of like not hookup culture, but more of like just going out there as a single dude, like being able to like enjoy yourself. I really like Japan. There's a lot of hot women that
Is that where you decided to get the perm?
no, I got the permit yet.
Was it after Japan
Was
that you were
after.
like?
There were
the
moments
perm.
that I had spoken to Eric and his partner about my hair and stuff like that, and I was thinking about dyeing it.
So how do you feel about it now?
I don't know. I still don't know. I don't.
How do you feel about his perm?
honestly, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep rocking
Little
it.
di- little
Keep
different.
doing different things. Next time, you should dye your hair.
Bestie, what do you got?
You want an honest opinion, or you want me to follow what he said?
No, your honest opinion.
Sure.
See, this is where I'm like, you being nice on camera. I'm like, sure. What are your real thoughts? Like, yeah, that's why I was like, listen, taking it in levels. If it doesn't work, then I'll just shave it off. Go back to the spike look.
Are you going through a midlife crisis?
I'm just trying different things. You know, I've been through so much like restrictive, like not being able to like do certain.
Someone
things.
told you couldn't get a perm? Is that what you're telling me right now? Who told you couldn't get a perm?
Can get a perm, can get a tattoo, can do a lot of things. It's so bad.
You gotta talk to your mom for permission. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm getting here.
I did ask for some advice, but they were just like, "You're 40 years old. Like, why are you gonna get a tattoo at this point in your life? Like."
This was your mom that you talking about? She gave you that?
Yeah, she.
You
gave me-
asked your mom if you should get a tattoo, and do you think she was gonna say yes?
He hates to admit it.
but the tattoo was
But-
more. It was more for my daughter. So
You hate to admit it, but your family's approval means a lot to you.
of course,
a
absolutely.
lot.
I think I'm a
You hate to
little.
admit
What's
it,
the word? No, I can admit it. I what is it? What's the word? I'm scarred. My family has scarred me for life. Like I have like daddy and mommy issues and life issues.
mommy issues than
Mom and
Yeah, well,
my dad wasn't really in my life, so I mean, yeah, I guess my mommy issues more than anything. My mom means a lot to me. Yeah, Mom, you're hearing this. Yep.
she's probably not gonna watch this.
No.
She's never gonna watch this.
At least not until
My
here.
son is so dumb.
My brother might end up watching this.
maybe if I put this part out. This part
Oh
out.
boy!
I don't know if your brother's gonna sit down and listen to you talk for an hour.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah. What other questions?
That yawn is my note right there. We're gonna wrap.
Wait,
it
what
up
are
on
the
that yawn.
questions?
That
Hold
was
on.
it. That
I
was.
had a great, wonderful.
Yeah,
See,
the yawn really showed. It was great and wonderful.
No, but you asking questions really like opened it up to being like, let's do this.
I mean,
Unless
is he
you-
still?
you're not-
No, I mean, I'm good. I was just wrapping
Are
it
you
up because
good?
I know we were trying to just chill with. Look,
He's fine either way.
okay, so you want to just keep going? Is what you're telling me?
Take
Because like,
whatever good clips you can get out of this. And
oh, bro, I'm gonna, bro. I got plenty. There was the fun part about you and the ATV, you and the jet ski. We got the bidets. There's plenty of clips that I'm gonna cut up from this and like put up. Like just because I didn't talk didn't mean it wasn't valuable or like I'm gonna put it up. Like there's plenty.
Well, what are some things that you want to ask us? Maybe like that you want us to maybe elaborate on, or anything that maybe we talked about.
Like you actually want to talk, or like you're like we're on camera talk. Like which one are you trying to do?
A little of both.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm comfortable enough to talk.
Now looking back at what's your take?
Oh, here we go.
I'll let you go first.
Nope.
You were the upline.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. I learned a lot.
So he learned absolutely jack shit.
Oh yes, that line.
What was my take?
I'll
So
help you
what
out.
do you want to elaborate what yours for people that don't know or first time? Kind of.
Sales company we did.
Yeah, perfect. I learned so much from it, how to create a lot of new friends, how to influence other people, and how to win friends and influence people.
I'd say I gained some valuable skills for
Yeah.
sure that I can take into other things. But that point of my life, like I think it ended when it was supposed to,
Yeah.
and then moving on to the next chapter was like it happened when it was supposed to, and it was like, but like I took a lot of the skills that I learned from that, and I was able to do a lot of other things, So it was cool.
I mean,
There's pros and cons to everything that you've done. Every chapter is gonna have that was cool. That wasn't so much, but every chapter has that.
yeah. Yeah.
Everything has its
That
ups and
was
downs,
a-
and pros
that
and
was a-
cons. But
Interesting chapter in life. We actually knew each other. How many after we talk? After like now that we're talking, like we've known you since your college days.
I
when
met
were-
you guys in 2010, and then
I hated you when I met you.
I hated you too.
We
hated each other.
It was very. And then
Jimmy
Jimmy's
knew.
like, "Let him move in." I'm like, "What?
Jimmy, yeah. No, Jimmy knew.
What the fuck are you talking about?"
Jimmy was the one we both vented to.
Yeah. He was just like, "Yo, he needs a place to stay. You got a room." So? Like,
And then he forced us to live together.
yeah. And then he's like, "Just let him, bro. He's on the team." I'm like, "Ah." And then yeah, fucking.
But it worked the way you wanted it to.
It did. When we ended up making, was it peanut butter rice and
about
broken
living-
shit on the peanut? We're so poor.
Oh my god. Peanut butter rice, maybe a little bit of sriracha.
Yeah.
How about the burrito in the oven overnight?
Oh, bro. Bro, we forgot
wanna
that.
elaborate?
We forgot the shit in the oven overnight, bro. And we woke up the next day and it was fucking burnt.
It was just like a stick of black. That was
Bro.
all it was. It was just like
How long did you guys leave it?
We passed out because we.
Overnight.
Well,
I
at least it
don't.
wasn't on high.
No, it was cooking at regular temp, if
was
I
a
remember correctly. Yeah,
regular
like
oven.
regular oven, and we were chilling, and I think we just both forgot it was there, and we
Yeah.
just knocked the fuck out.
Was there smoke? Was there?
I mean, a little bit. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad, but I just remember being like, if we slept any longer, this might have been bad. Like it was one of those like moments. Like that shit was charred. Charred.
you could barely tell it was a burrito.
Yeah. No, it was fucking long
See,
gone.
you guys had a great time. in your
I mean, sure.
built a lot of friendly skills.
I mean, it was good
Yeah.
for that stuff. Like it was good for leadership stuff, but I think it's funny just kind of like how all the friendships turned out. Because like when I look at who's still hanging out with who, or like up lines, down lines, everything like that, I don't see much of that. And, like, I don't really see the teams that we saw from back in the day that everyone was like, so unless they're like a family that joined the team together, I don't really see people hanging out like that. So for me, I'm kind of like, I walked out of there not only with like skills, but I still got some of the people that I hung out with and like did shit with. So I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool experience. I can't say I had the same experience as you. Yours was a lot more experiency than mine.
I mean, I think we all definitely we all had quite a few experiences during that time frame. I think.
I mean, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't change. I guess I don't have a lot to change about what happened in the past, because there were pros and cons. Obviously, like Eric said, it was a point in our life. We learned what we learned. We are where we are, and now we're in this better space, this better place in our lives, and we're enjoying it, and we're living life. Like, what can I say? Like, I'm traveling now more, right? And I love traveling. I don't want to say I have a specific job that I work with. I don't have an answer to that.
So basically, when are you leaving us? Because like I could tell you've traveled enough times to, like, I don't know if you're noticing this, but each time he comes back, he makes a little bit more money to stay out a little longer, and soon enough, it's gonna get to the point where like, hey fellas, I got enough, I'm out. Like I see it. So when's that happening? How much? Like you don't have to tell us the dollar amount. Just give us a date.
I don't know. Like at this point in my life, like I think people always chase like genuinely. How I feel like is like I don't want to live a life where like I see you just working 24/7 and just chasing money forever and ever. I really have come to a place in my mind where I'm telling myself like I want to enjoy life, and money isn't like the biggest thing. So the traveling part of when I'm going to, I don't know, man, soon, in the next like maybe, I don't know, 5 years, maybe, if that. 5 years, I kind of want to be able
He
to.
says
kinda,
that.
You think it's sooner?
I don't see it actually. I think it's gonna be longer.
Yeah.
Later.
Before I leave.
Yeah, because for you to actually like permanently live there, you need to have an income from the States. That's a continuously like residual income that will benefit you, that you don't have to worry about making money. Because you're not gonna go over there and try and find a way to make money. Not over there. You've done it before, and I mean it's like, how did that go?
I mean, hold on. We live and we learn, and I just know better of what I want to do. Like, if I'm able to create some type of bigger income here, I would create something there that would create me dollar value, where it would sustain me enough
Like a
to live
rental
there.
unit or something over
Yeah,
there makes sense.
yeah, that would make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's more doable.
I mean, how much money do you really need to live there and have like a good life?
To be honest with you, are you like? It depends on what type of lavish lifestyle you're trying to live. Are you trying to live like lavish lifestyle? Are you trying to live like mediocre? Are you trying to live like bottom of the barrel like living? Because like,
Well, okay, so let's go back to Bangkok. We stayed in this hotel in Bangkok. Oh, it wasn't even a hotel.
which one?
It was the Bell Grand.
Okay, yeah,
9.
yeah.
It was like 8 towers
Yep.
connected by a mall at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if any of those towers was a hotel, but the one we were in was more like residential. But there are a lot of people that will
Live there, yeah.
rent the spaces. They'll either live there or they'll rent out their space, and that's where we stayed in Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really remember where I was going with that though.
I was asking
Pricing,
how much
pricing.
it costs.
How much it would cost?
Oh, so we were looking when I came home. I was looking at that building.
Mm-hmm.
It was so convenient too because like convenience store right downstairs, 24 hours.
It's like a 7-Eleven downstairs, basically.
7-Eleven, and then with that top store, and then there's a
The
Chinese
night market across the
supermarket.
street.
Yeah, right across the street too. Right around the corner there was
Mm-hmm.
another one too. So we looked up rent there, and it was like a nice place, maybe like a 2 or 3 bedrooms, like $1,000 a month, and it's like a high rise tower, right? And then but like Thailand, of those 3 countries that we were in, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam, Thailand's the most expensive of those 3, right? So you go over to Vietnam, you could probably get like in Saigon, we've stayed in a really nice high rise,
Oh, really nice high rise.
and that was great. That was
Eric really enjoyed that one.
one of the few places on this trip that like you couldn't smell the drainage in the bathroom.
That is the selling point.
That was very important.
To Eric,
that's important.
for some reason, Eric had a very like on this trip. He had more of like a smelling type of tendency. Like he was very like
Very sensitive to smells.
yeah, he was super sensitive to the smells.
Some of
So,
the smells like
but like okay, so back to your question of like, what type of lifestyle do you want to live? You know what I mean? Like for me, like as I'm starting to really look at it, like. Like where I was where you guys had spent in Vietnam the last 2 days, that location was so like that room was like $150.
yeah.
$150 for utilities, all that stuff. I could stay in that. Like
His cousin's apartment. It was just like this one little tiny room, right? Where it was like you could I think it was a loft too, right? So there's a bathroom in the back and like a little like shelf. Like there's a sink and like a little shelf right there. And then this ladder that attaches to the wall, or you can put it down. You can go up into the loft, and that's probably where most people put their bed. And at the bottom, it's just like this empty space, like one room. You can do whatever you want with it, but it doesn't have like an oven or like a big fridge. I think your cousin bought like a mini fridge of her own.
she had a
right?
mini fridge, she had a mini gas stove, or
Yeah.
electric stove.
Yeah, and that was it. And then like that little sink, and
That was
that's
it.
like
That was
$150 a month.
Simple.
Well, that bathroom was pretty stanky.
To me, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, like you just
Didn't
you
bother
get
me.
used to it eventually. You actually do. Eventually, you're like, oh, this is just the smell of the bathroom. Like most of them. But there are some things you don't get used to, like walking down the street, and you're just like minding your business. You're breathing the air. You're doing fine, and the next thing you know, you have a lung full of ass. That's what it.
That was random. That's totally random, off topic from,
Not where I thought
from
he
what
was
we
going.
from what we were conversating about. But
Sorry, it just like it brings me back to the smell. It's like
like you can legit live probably super comfortably. For me to be there, $1,000, I can live comfortably. $1,000, I can do
yeah.
it.
Oh, that high rise in Vietnam. How much do you think that was? Maybe like $750 a month, something like that.
Something like that. A month, monthly, maybe a little less. If you negotiate it down and you're like, hey, I'm gonna stay here long term. This is what I'm planning on doing. Like they'll probably bring it down.
Yeah.
They'll probably bring it down. But yeah, $1,000 you could live pretty comfortably in Asia.
All right, boys. I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm trying to chill off camera after
Yeah,
this.
I'm trying to
So,
sleep too.
all right, gents. Before we let you go here, social media handles. So anybody watching this, if they wanna
No, don't
follow you or
Don't
see
look me
what's up, Jimmy takes pictures every 3 days, so you'll get an update. Once a month, the way he goes. He
every
takes
6 months.
yeah. He posts less often than he takes pictures. So, social media handles, gents.
If you want to share it. If you don't, then just say goodbye.
J Tran Inc.
Eric J. Brennan.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Said on all of them.
All right.
All right, everybody. That was my friends trying to act normal on camera. So the next time we do this, it'll be a little less awkward.
Well,
All right.
I think we did a decent job.
So there was pockets. There was pockets of like genuine cover, and then there was pockets of like Jimmy, shut the fuck up, stop being so stiff, and like
Thanks, bestie.
he'd be.
We'll work
But-
on it. We'll work.
All right, everybody. That's it. Peace.